Like, that to me is, like, the most important thing is that your work doesn't come home with you.
So I think the pandemic taught people something. And this is what I mean by that. We were told, the majority of us, told to work from home.
Mhm.
And then we realized how much more time we have in a day without commuting back and forth to work. Money ain't everything. More money, more problems is a real thing.
So, yeah, you can job hop when you're young, you can take more risks, but also you still need to be thinking about what are you gonna do when this time is over?
This is an Unsolicited Perspectives YouTube exclusive.
So Jay, went on once again. Like, you know what I do. I'm
You go
going
on
on
Reddit.
Reddit. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go on Reddit. So I went
Mhm.
on Reddit and I found a new thread, and it was help me make my choice. And I thought was an interesting conversation that needed to be had on this channel.
Okay.
So the title of the entry was, "Do I leave my $82,000 a year job for a new $120,000 a year job?" Now, before I even read this, what is your initial response to do I take a $38,000 increase in salary?
Yes, you would want to go ahead and do that.
Right.
That sounds like the thing you want to do. I don't know why this is even a question. Yeah.
It's literally life changing, right? It's
Yeah.
literally an extra 3 grand a
Mhm.
month. I mean, before
Yeah.
taxes, but an extra three
Before
grand a month.
taxes, but yeah, that's money you'll feel. You
Yes.
feel that difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. That, of
Yeah.
course, puts you in a different tax bracket.
It does. It
So,
does. Yes. Yeah.
but let's hear what my
More
man
money,
has to
more
say.
problems.
And that's what they say. But let's hear what my man got to say. So I currently work for my local jurisdiction, making $82,000 a year. The pros are it's close to my home. My work doesn't come home with me. I have
Mhm.
weekends off, great bennies, and retirement. But most importantly, I have job security. If I stay in this position, I can top out at $107,000 a year, which would gradually increase over time, meaning that he's at 82 and he would eventually get to
It
107,
yeah.
gradually increasing over time.
Yeah.
I recently interviewed for a job that is offering me $120,000 a year salary. That would be work from home mostly, but will require me to travel to neighboring states from time to time on an as needed basis. I'm unsure if I would work more than the standard 40 hours a week, which I really would like to avoid working anymore, especially being salaried. Benefits are okay. My biggest concern is transitioning back to uh, private industry. If things
Mhm.
get rocky, I don't want my position to be cut and I'm out of work suddenly. Working for the city is great. I love that I'm secured with my position. On the other hand, the pay for this job is extremely enticing. Not a big fan of having to travel from time to time, but could make it work. Just feeling conflicted here. My current job pays decent and I have job security, while the new job offers more pay, but the drawback is travel and potential job insecurity. What should I
Mhm.
do?
I don't know, man. Now that I hear it, it's kinda like, uh, when you get that city job, the one thing is the benefits, and it's great that he has a work-life balance with a city job. Um, hmm,
Yeah, because my
I
man
don't
said, he was like,
know.
look, I don't want to work more than 40 hours a week. And if I go in the
Right.
private sector, I got to work more than 40 hours a week.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know. He's unsure, but chances are, listen, if you're in the private sector and you're salaried, yes, you're gonna work more than 40 hours a week. That's
Hmm.
just that's just how it is. The benefits are not gonna be as good. The work from home, I think, is a plus, but you know, the job requires some travel. Uh,
To
mm,
neighboring states. So not just a
yeah.
little bit of travel, like you got to go out of state.
You gotta go out of state, yeah, so that's, time away, and of course, your travel time usually isn't during your work time, right? Like,
Hmm.
so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just if the person is is living comfortably at their current salary, knowing that they can, as over time, it will increase to get them over that six-figure hump. Um, close close to home, it doesn't come home with you. Like that to me is like the most important thing is that your work doesn't come home with you. You have
Mhm.
weekends off and great benefits in retirement. Like you have to think about the long-term picture. I honestly think they should probably stay with that city job and just think about maybe leveraging this other opportunity to talk about, to negotiate for your salary. Just because they have these benchmarks, right, where it's like they probably have a salary range per position, doesn't mean that negotiation is off the table.
Right.
I definitely think that you can say, "Hey, I recently got an offer for this much. I really want to stay here, but I'm wondering, can you guys get me somewhere in this range of what they're offering? Because I am considering it, just based on the salary and things like that. But I am interested in staying, in my current position. Like leverage it, when you talk about salary increase, but I don't know, I kinda think you wanna stay with that city job. I think there's too many pros and no cons. Because he said the pros are this, but he never said any cons.
Right.
Um, I think the only con is that it's 38,000 less. That's the only, but I mean, you'll make up that difference eventually, and that's if he stays in his position. He can go up to 107. You could get a promotion.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That puts you in that same range, but you still got the security of a city job. I know. Stay with your current job.
So I think the pandemic taught people something, and this is what I mean by that. We were told, the majority of us told to work from home,
Mhm.
and then we realized how much more time we have in a day without commuting back and forth to work.
Yeah.
We both live in metropolitan cities, and
Mhm.
it is easy for a minimum to be an hour round trip a day to get
Yeah.
to and from work, minimum.
Minimum.
And
Minimum.
then you're driving in that traffic, you're exhausted. And another thing that people realized, it was like, yo, work takes up too much of my life, not just the commuting and
Yeah.
the travel, but the actual doing of the work. This is the reason why I'm such a believer in Gen Z, because millennials are like, take the work home with it, always on call, even on vacation. We have
Mhm.
access to our email. I got to get this email out. No, your work
Yeah.
isn't your life, right? Your
Yeah.
work is something that you do so
Right.
that you can live, but it's
Right.
not your life.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people would look at the initial, that's the reason why I asked you before I started reading it, like, what is your initial response, that $38,000 increase? And he was like, it's $38,000. Of course I'm gonna take it. But you're
Mhm.
not factoring in, people by and large are not
Yeah.
factoring in a lot of things. So let's talk about the bennies. He says he has great bennies in his current job.
And
Going
when he
to an,
says bennies, ladies and gentlemen, he means benefits.
I mean, they know what I mean. They know
I
what I
don't
meant.
know.
All right, the benefits. He said he had great benefits with his current job, that they
Mhm.
wouldn't be probably as good with his private job. That's an added cost, right? If your benefits aren't as good, means you're going to be coming out of pocket more for some of your expenses. Medical, dental, vision, you're going to be coming out of pocket more to make up for that difference. Okay? That's first and foremost. They might not match your 401k like the city job does. So it means you got to stack more away for your retirement.
Mhm.
That's another thing. So when you start to break down, it's like it's an extra 3 grand a month. How much more is it truly? Because once again, you're jumping into another tax bracket. A lot of people don't examine that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to be paying higher taxes. So you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get an extra 3 grand at that tax percentage that I was. Nope, everything is getting taxed more. That was the funny thing about when our father hit that six-figure income, and he was like, "What the hell?" Like,
Yeah.
you hit another
Yeah.
tax bracket, you get more taxes taken out. So when you
Yeah.
factor in all these things, and then the added stress of entering the private sector, and no guarantee that you have job security as opposed to this other job, you know you have job security. When you look at the totality of the
Mhm.
presentation, you got to be like, nah, I'm going to stay where I'm at. But
Yeah.
most people would look at the dollar amount and
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
And it's like, take a step back and look at the entire picture. Money ain't everything. And
Yeah.
also, I've learned, this is what I've learned. You can get an increase, that's a significant increase, but you can
Yes.
get an increase in pay and your life not change. What I mean by that is the more money you make, the more you're going to spend. Because you're
Mhm.
like, I got more money, and you're going to find yourself financially in the same predicament you were in
Yep.
before you got that increase. People think,
Yeah.
no, it's going to be life changing. It is. You'll be able to do more things, but your day to day finances, you can be like, I make more money. Why am I broke? Because you're spending more.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
might go to the grocery store and not look at the prices of the chicken. You know,
Right.
you might be
Yeah,
like, you know,
find that cheapest pack.
yeah, you might not.
Yeah.
You might be like, nah, I'm just gonna grab this chicken because I got extra money. It's
Yeah.
little things like that that add up, and you don't even
Yeah.
realize it, and you stuck in that same position that you were in before. More money, more problems is a real thing.
Yeah.
Comfort in life is what people should really be searching for, not more
Yeah.
money. If you can
Yeah.
get more money and comfort in life, beautiful, but
Yeah.
comfort in life first.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like you said, you got to look at the total compensation package. It's not just the salary, it's the
Mhm.
salary and the benefits. So you have to look at the total compensation package. Does it really balance out in the end? Like, especially if right now you, with your, city insurance, you don't have a copay, but with or you, it's less taken out of your check to pay for that insurance, you know? Whereas in this new job, it's more taken out your check with a copay, and now you got a,
Higher
high
deductible.
deductible, all this stuff. Like, you gotta look at the total compensation package. Look at the number of PTO hours you get
Mhm.
compared to you gotta look at the total compensation package and see, okay, is it offset somewhere? Is that 38,000 offset somewhere? So, yeah, I would look at the entire thing. I don't know how old this person is. I think I looked through the comments and they said they were 28. So, now is a good time for you to take risks and stuff, but it also is I noticed a lot of people in the comments were saying, "Oh, you're young. Now's the time to take risks," but it's also the time to be thinking of forward thinking
Mhm.
about your retirement and what you want to do after you're working. Now's the time you really need to be thinking about that and getting started on that. So, yeah, you can job hop when you're young. You can take more risks, but also you still need to be thinking about what are you going to do when this time is over? Will you
Mhm.
have the money to do the things that you wanna do in retirement? So, I don't know, I kinda feel like you might wanna stay with that city job, but that's just me.
I agree. Stay with that city job, homie. Bank that paper, had that security. And,
Yeah.
and if something changes where you gotta, have a family or something like that, private companies will always be there.
Yes. But a city job is hard to get.
Damn sure right.
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.